Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Okay, let's do a quick recap of area and perimeter of these 2D shapes. So in the first figure, we have a square. How to find out the square? Basically, area tells us how much space a shape covers, how much space a shape is occupying. Okay, so if we talk about a square, all four sides of a square are equal in length. So the area for a square is equals to length multiplied by length, right? Length multiplied by length tells us the area of a square. When we talk about a rectangle, so in a rectangle, when we have to find out the area, basically in all these shapes, the area is the product of its length and its breadth, because we have two dimensions. So for this one, this is the length and this is the breadth, so its area will be length multiplied by breadth. Okay, now comes the triangle. So for triangle, since it is half of a rectangle, so what do? We take the base, this is the base, okay, and then from the opposite side we have to take how much is the height of this triangle. So this is the height of the triangle, that is how much high is the triangle from its bottom. So for this triangle, what we will do, we will drop a perpendicular line here. So there will be a right angle between the base and the height, and the area will be half into base into height. Okay, and for a parallelogram, the area will be, this is the base and the height is also perpendicular, so we have to drop a height over here, or it can be like here, it can be here, but it's a perpendicular line. Perpendicular line means the angle between the height and the base must be 90 degree. Okay, so this area will be base into height. And then this is a rhombus, it's not included in your syllabus. And the last one is a trapezium. So in a trapezium, we have only one pair of parallel sides. So how do we find the area of a trapezium? It's very simple. Since we do not have any one base, we have two different bases. So we will take base 1, base 2, or you can say parallel line 1 and parallel line 2. And we will find its average. So it will be P1 plus P2, where P1 means parallel line 1, P2 means parallel line 2, and we will divide it with 2. Okay, like for example, one of the side is 8 centimeters, this one is 6 centimeters. We will add them and divide it by 2. So we will get the average of the two bases, and then we will multiply it by the height. So basically in all these formulas you will find a length, a breadth, a length, a breadth, a length, a breadth, a length, a breadth, a length, a breadth. Okay, now how to find out the perimeter? Perimeter is basically the sum of the outer parts. And one more thing, for a circle, since in a circle we do not have any straight sides, so how do we find the perimeter, the area of this circle? For this we need a radius. So this is the radius, the distance from the center to one of the edge. Okay, this is the radius, and the area for the circle will be pi r square. So if let's say we have half of the circle, what will be the area? It will be pi r square upon 2. We will divide it by 2. Now we have half of the circle, it means the circle will cover half of the space. Okay, and what about the quarter circle? Only 1/4 part, so it would be pi r square upon 4. That is how much space a quarter circle covers. So the same space that a circle covers, the quarter circle covers 1/4 of it. So we will divide it by 4. Simple. Okay. For the circle, we have whole circle, so it's pi r square. For half of the circle, the area will be halved. We will divide it by 2. For quarter circle, the area will be 4 times. So 4th times. So it would be 1/4. That is, we will divide it by 4. Okay. Now comes the perimeter. So for the perimeter, perimeter is the sum of all the outer parts. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 parts. So the perimeter will be 1 length multiplied by 4. Okay. Here we have 1 length and breadth. So 1 length here, 1 length here, 1 breadth here, 1 breadth here. So what we can do is, we can find the sum of 1 length and breadth and multiply it by 2. Just add 1 length, 1 breadth. And since we have one more length, one more breadth, so it would be 2 into L plus B, or you can say 2L plus 2B, because there are 2 lengths and 2 breadths. For the triangle, it would be the sum of all the sides. Let's say this is A, this is B, A, B, C. We will not take the height in finding the perimeter. We simply have to take the outer parts. So for the triangle, it will be, the perimeter will be side 1 plus side 2 plus side 3. Okay, so you simply have to understand that the sum of all the outer parts for a shape or any figure is the perimeter. For a parallelogram, we have two pairs of parallel sides, two pairs of equal sides, one length, another length. So it will be 2L plus 2 breadths, right? This is for base, this stands for base, and this one stands for the breadths, 2 breadths. Okay, so remember that in a triangle and in a parallelogram, height and base are different, length and breadth are different. Okay, so here this B represents the breadth. So for finding the perimeter, you will add 1, 2, 3, 4 sides, and for finding the area, you will multiply the base with this perpendicular height. Okay, or you can find the area like this. You can consider this side as the base, so this will be the height. So this will be the height, because there is a right angle between the base and the height, right? And then comes the rhombus. So if you have got a rhombus, so the sum of all sides will be, it's and in a rhombus all 4 sides are equal. So it's again the perimeter for a rhombus and a square are same. And then for a trapezium, since all 4 sides are different, so it is again S1 plus S2 plus S3 plus S4. In area and perimeter of a trapezium, sometimes the students get confused. So for finding the area, we simply need the 2 parallel lines and the height between them, right, which is perpendicular. But for the perimeter, we need all the outer parts. 1, side 2, side 3, side 4. This is the perimeter. And now for the circle. So for the circle, the perimeter is the outer part, and the outer part of this circle is called circumference. So here the perimeter is equals to circumference, and for circumference the formula is 2 pi r, right? And when we talk about the semicircle, so the perimeter of a semicircle will be half of the circumference. Okay, so we will write the perimeter is half of the circumference, 1 upon 2c, and for c we will do 2 pi r. So for circle, semicircle or quarter circle, what we will do, we will first find out 2 pi r for the circumference, and then we will use these formulas. So we have half of the circumference, it will be 1 upon 2c, 1 upon 2 pi r, right? And then after finding the circumference, you will put the value of c over here, then you will divide it by 2, and then we have a diameter also. This is the diameter, so we will add d, right? In some cases you will be provided with diameter, in some cases you will be provided with radius. So if the diameter is given, you will write diameter as it is, but if the radius is given, then you have to multiply it by 2, because the diameter is the double of the radius, and radius is half of the diameter. And for the quarter circle, the perimeter will be 1/4 of the circumference, because now we have only 1/4 part of a circle. See, this is a circle, right? So in the semicircle, we have only 1/2 of the circumference, and in a quarter circle, we have only 1/4 of the circle, like this. See, so this is just, this part is 1/4 of the circumference, this part is 1/2 of the circumference. So we will take 1/4 of the circumference and add 2 radii into it, one radius and the second radius. So it's 1 upon 4c plus 2r. That's all. Now let's try finding the area and perimeter of a composite figure. Composite figure is made of more than one shape. So here you can see we have a bottom part made of a rectangle and the upper part is made of a triangle. So when we have to find out the area, it means how much space does each shape covers. So for this rectangle, we will use the formula of the rectangle, which is length multiplied by breadth. So we will multiply the length with the breadth, which is 4 multiplied by 6. Okay, and we will get 24 centimeter square. And for the area of the triangle, we will use the formula base upon height. So always remember there is a right angle between base and height. So it will be, the base is the same as the bottom part, that is 6. This is a straight line, right? So area of triangle will be half into base into height, which is half into base is 6, because the base of the triangle and that of a rectangle are same. So it will be 6 multiplied by the height is the perpendicular height. This is not the height, so it's 2. So what we will find here, 3 multiplied by 2 is equals to 6. So this is 24. The area of the rectangle is 24 and that of the triangle is only 6. Total area will be 24 plus 6 is equals to 30 centimeter square. That's all, right? And when we have to find out the perimeter, so perimeter is very simple. We simply have to add up all the outer parts. So let us write down all the outer parts. This is 6, yeah, right. This is 4, yeah, right. This is 3, and then this part and this part, the faces of the two sides of the triangle are equal. These two lines tells us that these two sides are equal. So this one's also 3. Then this part, this is opposite to 4 and both are equal. So this is also 4. So for perimeter, what we will do, we will add all of the sides. It's 6 plus 4 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. That's all. And we will get 20 centimeter. Now we have another composite figure in which you can see that we have a semicircle on one side and we have one more semicircle on the opposite side. And you have to remember that when we combine the two semicircles of the same radius, a whole circle is formed. So if we put them together, we will have a whole circle. Okay, so you have two options. First, find out the area of this rectangle. For the rectangle, this is the length and this is the breadth. So if you look at the breadth, this is also the diameter of the circle, and this breadth of the rectangle and the same diameter of the circle is given as 6. So let's find out the area of rectangle as length multiplied by breadth, which is 10 multiplied by 6. So we will get 60. It means the area of the rectangle is 60. And next, what do we have to do? We have to find out the area of the two semicircles, that is the area of a whole circle. So let's find out the area of circle, which will be pi r square. We are not finding the area of this semicircle, then again the same thing. Instead of doing that, since we can see that both makes a whole circle, so we'll find out the area of a whole circle directly. So we will get the area of both of the circles, semicircles together. Half of the circle makes a whole circle. So let's find out the area of the whole circle. And here the value of pi will be 22 upon 7. The radius will be, since this is the diameter, so we have to first divide it by 2. It will be 3. If the diameter is equals to 6, radius will be 6 upon 2, which is 3. So let's put 3 over here, and we will find out the area, the square of 3, which is 9. Then we will multiply it by 22, which gives us 198, and 198 divided by 7 is equals to 28.2. It means the area of the whole figure will be 28.2 centimeter square. Now then we have to find out the perimeter. So perimeter means this 10, the opposite side is also 10, and this is half of the circumference, another half of the circumference, means we have two circumferences of the circle, which means we have a whole circumference. So we can say that perimeter would be 10 plus 10, the upper part and the lower part are 10 each, and then the whole circumference. of a circle where the radius is 3 centimeters. So what we will do, we'll use the formula 10 plus 10 plus 2 pi r, which is 20 plus 2 multiplied by 22 upon 7 multiplied by 3. That's all. So 2 multiplied by 22 is 44. 44 multiplied by 3 is equals to 132. 132 divided by 7 is equals to 18.85. Let's take it 18.9. And the answer will be, when we will add both of them, we will get 46.9, which is around 47. So we can say the perimeter of the whole shape will be 47 centimeters. That's all. Now let's take an example of a square where we have where it is divided into two parts. Some part of it is triangle and the rest of the part is shaded. And let's say we have to find out the area of the shaded region. So how can we find the area of the shaded region? Now you can see the shaded region is this is parallel line. So it is basically a trapezium. These two are parallel lines and these two are of different length. So in this case, what do we have to do? Always remember, if we have to find out the area of the shaded region of a whole figure and some part is unshaded, so we'll find out the area of the whole figure. And then we will find out the area of the unshaded part, be it one part, two parts, three parts. Let's say we have a rectangle in which we have a semicircle, a triangle, a trapezium, all these figures together, and they are all unshaded. And we have to find out the area of the shaded region. So what we will do, we will first find out the area of the rectangle. Then we will find out the area of trapezium, triangle and circle and add them. Okay. After that, we will simply subtract it from the area of the rectangle. Basically, what do we have to do? We have to find out the area of the whole shape, whatever it is. Then we have to find out the area of the unshaded regions and then we have to subtract. So in this case, what we will do? We will find out the area of a square. Then we will find out the area of unshaded region, which is a triangle in this case, and then we will subtract. So in this case, you can see our square has all four sides equal. We are only provided with the length of this side. The triangle is 6 centimeters, the height of the triangle, and the remaining part is 2. It means each side of the square is 2 plus 6, which is 8. So this is also 8, this is also 8, and this is also 8. Okay. So area of a square will be length multiplied by length, which is 8 multiplied by 8 is equals to 64 centimeter square. And that of a triangle is half into base. Base of the triangle is 8. And the height of the triangle is 6. Because here we have a right angle. So it would be 2 1s are 2, 2 4s are 6, 4 6 are 24. We will get 24 centimeter square. Now after finding these two, to find out the area of the shaded region, we will subtract the area of this triangle, which is unshaded, from the area of the square. So here we will find area of shaded region like this, which will be 64 minus 24, and that is 40 centimeter square. And that's all.